So guys, in this video, we're gonna talk about whatever it takes to get it done. And why am I gonna say that? You're gonna see 3 different video clips that they've put together for me. Now, before we get going, let me ask you though, have you ever done anything crazy for your job? How many of us literally walk up and we see water just flowing out the door or something and it's like, hey, you know what? What's that old saying? Hold my beer and watch this. How many people have actually just done that, jumped in and said, look, this has got to be taken care of. The video clips they put together for me today are really good. So what I want to ask you before we get started is, have you ever done anything crazy? I want you to tell me what you did, why you did it, and what was going on in your mind. But if you've got any pictures like this, if you've got any pictures or videos of anything that you've seen that is literally crazy, it doesn't have to be you, it doesn't have to be your apprentice, it doesn't have to be anything like that. And I know most of us would be happy to put our apprentice in this situation and say, hey, here, go do this, don't worry, you'll be fine. But the whole thing is, what have you done? What have you seen? And do you have it on photo or video? Hang around, check this out. I think you're gonna love it. All right, guys, so here we go with awesome plumbing. So due to a copyright claim, we had to pull this video down. Certain people don't want us showing video that they've shown on TV. Okay, we still want to say thank you to this guy. Look at what this guy did. Literally, here in the beginning, the water is building up because the storm drain there is covered with grass, trash, whatever it is, weeds, anything off the road. As you can see, there's a ton of water on the side of the road that's literally hampering the cars, slowing down traffic, creating a bottleneck. And man, the guy that you can't see is literally standing knee deep, thigh deep in the water with a stick or a rake, something trying to clean this grate off, which is just phenomenal because, I mean, you can tell he's working his tail off. And then the neat thing is at the end, you can see that cyclone effect where the water, when the drain is open and that water starts sucking down, it literally creates a cyclone probably about 2 or 3 feet apart. Way to go, brother. That's what people need to be doing. Wow. I'll tell you what, any plumber that does anything like that, and not even a plumber. I mean, this guy may have been a city worker, whatever. Guys, this is something we talk about all the time that, man, as plumbers, as tradespeople, as business owners, whatever it is, whatever it takes. And I love that. Probably a city worker say, hey, look, I know what's going on here. I've seen this before. And gets in, as you see, I said thigh deep, she said knee deep, whatever it is. Guy's in there working down around his feet, underwater, trying to get everything done to make it so the motorist can get by. That's pretty cool. Okay, now I don't have any sound here, but I think I know what he's doing. There's definitely some kind of a water flow there, and he's not doing what I thought. Okay, he's trying to uncover the valve and get it dug up so that he can shut off the water. Now it looks like a hydrant, a water main, something like that. Man, look at that. That water was shooting 30, 40 feet up in the air. Yeah. One valve. Oh yeah, there's the hydrant over there to the side. It looks like somebody ran into the hydrant, knocked it off or something like that. Man, that's what it takes right there. Now don't get me wrong. Everybody's not going to have a valve wrench or anything like that on their vehicle. But man, to get in there and stand under 40-foot spray of water going up and do whatever it takes to shut the valve off, I love that.
It's the photo that sums up the American working man.
Hats off to Wrangler.
This guy is so determined.
Number one, I want to tell you because like I've seen this one before. This is so good. Wrangler, I don't know if they give this guy free jeans for life, free jeans for a year, 100 pair of jeans, whatever it was. That picture right there is worth it. And I can tell you, I've been in holes about this bad, never like that. I remember squatting down, you know, one of my talks starts out with, I remember the first time I was standing in raw sewage up to my waist in a hole. And I thought, you know, it can never get any worse than this. Yeah, it can right there. Literally head down underwater, working blind, trying to take care of whatever it is.
He dives into the muddy water head first. The homeowner was overwhelmed at the worker's dedication.
When I walked back outside, the kid was in there.
She had one question for the dedicated worker.
Do you mind if I take your picture? Because my husband is never going to believe this.
The photo has gone viral internationally, with talk about the guy going above and beyond the call of duty.
Man.
So who is the submerged worker who overnight has become a global symbol of the American can-do spirit?
My job is a very dirty job.
Okay. So there you go. You hear it right there from a plumber. My job is a very dirty job.
Meet Jimmy Cox. He works for a local water utility outside Fort Worth, Texas.
You basically just hold your breath, and if stuff starts going up your nose, that's too bad.
We put Jimmy in contact with another guy who knows all about dirty jobs.
Tell me you've had a shower or two.
It's Mr. Dirty Jobs himself, Mike Rowe. Most recently hosted.
I like that. Micro sitting there with a cold beer in front of him.
He's raising a toast to Jimmy.
And tell me that was a water line, because if that was a sewage line, I'm going to have to buy you a whole case of beer.
Yes, sir. This time it was a water line. It was a water line. I've had to do that in sewer, so have a couple other guys I've worked with. It's never a fun experience, but you got to do what you got to do.
And get this. In the photo, you'll notice Jimmy is wearing a pair of Wranglers. The jeans company is so impressed, they're sending him a year's supply. A little bonus for a man who defines dedication on the job.
I got to tell you, look, I've seen this picture before. I've actually seen the interview. I think that he actually hit several of the night show circuits or something. I remember seeing him and hearing from him. Number one, dude's from Texas. You got to love that. And this is what I talk to plumbers about all the time. Do whatever it takes. I say plumbers, but it does not matter what trade you're in. Do whatever it takes. Man, it doesn't take a lot of courage just to do what needs to be done. And sometimes you're going to get wet. Sometimes you're going to get your boots wet. The thing is, to be truthful, at the end of the day, man, I love what these guys did. And it gets down to whatever it takes to get the job done. That's what's got to be done. And when you look at people like this, and I have literally seen people take a piece of wood and splinter it to drive into a hole to stop the water so you could get in and fix it. So there's a lot of different things that people have to do all the time. But I think it's neat that, number one, Wrangler, and it said on the deal, they gave him free jeans for a year. Man, that is phenomenal. To see plumbers or even just city workers or maybe just a guy driving on the road that happened to have the wrench in his truck because he works with utility companies. Whatever it is, to see people step up and say, hey man, look, this just needs to be done. I've got the know-how, I've got the tools, I've got whatever it takes to do it. This to me is what it's all about. This is why most of us do what we do. We want to help other people. We want to make sure that when we walk into people's houses and take care of a customer, that we're doing it above or better than most other people would do. And look, I want to say, these people, these guys, if you happen to see these videos, please leave a comment down below and say, hey, look, that was me. Tell me the thoughts going through your head when you did it. Because like I said, I've been in similar situations. Nothing as bad or as amazing as these. It was just a job. But you jump into a ditch filled with raw sewage. You do whatever you have to do to get it done at the time. So any of y'all out there that have literally had to do crazy stuff like this, whether it got videoed or pictures of it or whatever, do me a favor and leave me a comment down below and let me know what it was you did and the thought going through your mind. Because I don't think there's a whole lot of people that have that idea of, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get this done. Anyway, leave me a comment down below. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.